rise. You may be seated.
Court is in session. Judge Brandon or me presiding. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today's case is the Holy Church against the man, Galileo. Are both sides ready?
Ready for the church, Your Honor. Ready for defense, Your Honor.
May both sides come up and state your opening statements.
Your Honor, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the defendant has been charged of challenging the church of our beliefs, Ptolemy's model, that the universe revolves around the earth. We have believed this for over 1,300 years, and if we're still believing it after all these years, it must be correct. The evidence that I will present will prove and convince you that the defendant is guilty as charged.
Your Honor, and ladies and gentlemen of the jury, under the law, my client is presumed innocent until proven guilty. The evidence shown during this trial is not only evidence, but the truth. My client, Galileo Galilei, is a loyal son and wants only to save the church from trying to defend an incorrect theory. He was told to think of it only as a hypothetical idea, and he agreed with the terms he was given, yet was still punished. Galileo was put under house arrest for presenting his ideas as hypotheses, like the church had told him to. What more could he have done?
The prosecutors may call its first witness.
Yes, Your Honor. I would like to call up Galileo Galilei.
You may proceed.
Galileo, what is your belief about the universe?
The universe revolves around the sun, and not the earth, which was first theorized by Nicholas Copernicus.
Why do you believe this, even though Psalms 104, verse 5 says that the earth is firmly fixed, it shall not be moved. Ecclesiastes 1-5 also says that the sun rises and sets and hurries back to where it rises.
I've seen with my telescope that the earth moves.
Are you saying the church's statement is wrong and God's holy word is incorrect?
I'm not against the church, but I'm for it. I'm simply trying to help the church correct their statement. There may have been some misunderstanding when interpreting the holy word.
Is what you think a belief or a hypothesis?
I believe that the earth revolves around the sun.
Very well then. Galileo has just admitted to heresy. He is against the church's statement. He still believes that the earth revolves around the sun, even though the scriptures say otherwise.
Well then, Galileo, have you ever considered any scriptures against that?
Like the church stated before, Psalm 104 verse 5, the earth is firmly fixed, it shall not be moved. But since it is a psalm, it is just a way to praise God, which means it doesn't hold any universal meaning. Therefore, it might not be correct.
Well, have you considered that it actually might be correct?
Yes, I did consider, but that stopped when I looked through my telescope and found out that the earth was moving.
And how do you know this telescope actually works?
I do not, but I have enough evidence to know that it works.
Thank you for your insight. I have no more questions.
We will have a short intermission. Thank you. Where did Ashley go?
She died in the fire.
In the arms of the angel.
Okay then, may the defendant tell their case.
Very well then. First off, Galileo has supported a theory that the tides can prove that the earth is not the center of the universe. As you can see from our daily life, tides rise and fall, which is caused by sea levels. This is caused by gravitational forces exerted by the moon and the sun and the rotation of the earth.
Also, in Galileo's book, Dialogue on the Great World Systems, Ptolemaic and Copernican, 1632, you say Galileo still committed heresy in the book by making the church like a fool. Well, Galileo still kept his word, as he still said the geocentric model was correct in the book.
Again, you're saying that the church's statement is wrong and that it's heresy. Joshua 10:12-13 says, "On the day the Lord gave the Amorites over to Israel, Joshua said to the Lord in the presence of Israel, 'Sun, stand still over Gibeon, and you, moon, over the valley of Ajalon.' So the sun stood still, and the moon stopped. The sun was moving before, which supports the theory that the sun revolves around the earth. In Galileo's book, he made the church look like a fool, lowering the recognition of the church, and that is why it must be banned. Science is less accurate than the Bible.
The Bible is more accurate than science, but the people interpreting it is not as accurate.
May you give an example?
Like my opponent stated before, about Joshua 10:12-13. I believe this means that since the earth is rotating, the earth's rotation has stopped, making it seem like the sun and the moon has stopped in its place.
Again, he is doubting that God entrusted us, his people, to spread the correct word to others, saying the church is wrong. This is heresy.
Okay, that is enough. Okay, thank you. Now may the Roman Catholic Church state their final arguments.
Your Honor, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the judge has told you that we must prove 3 things. There is absolutely no question about the first 2 things we must prove. First, the defendant was charged of vehement suspicion of heresy. He is challenging the church and our beliefs. Ptolemy's model that the universe revolves around the earth. He believes that the earth revolves around the sun. He says the church is wrong. In conclusion, it is clearly evident that Galileo Galilei is guilty.
Thank you. May the defense say their final arguments.
Your Honor, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, Galileo has stated pieces of evidence strongly supporting his theory. Firstly, tides caused by gravitational forces led into conclusion that its natural phenomenon of rising and fall won't happen if the earth doesn't move. Also, he kept his word and tried to make the recognition of church better by correcting them. His scientific reasoning has been more accurate than your false literal interpretation of the Bible. Galileo Galilei is a loyal son of the church. All he is trying to do is protect the church from all future outcome of false defending. Stating his hypothetical idea is not a heresy that deserves house arrest. According to our evidence, our defendant shouldn't be found guilty.
Will the jury fourth person stand? Has the jury reached a unanimous vote?
I think Galileo should win. He had a pretty good point and good theory. Well, I have to disagree. The church did way better, like everything. Well, their Bible verses kind of suck. They misinterpreted everything. Well, Galileo's theories suck. You wanna fight me? Yeah, fight, bro. Fist up. Yeah. Oh.
I think we need 2 more minutes.
Is the jury ready?
Yes, we came to an agreement. Galileo is guilty.
The jury has made their final choice. Take him away, boys!